Welcome back to Serverless Migration Station, where we show Google Cloud users one specific migration they can take to modernize their apps. This is the video for Module 1, focusing on helping App Engine users switch from webapp2 to Flask, a popular web framework in the Python community. Doing so opens the door to additional modernization techniques. Hi, I'm Wesley from Google, here to lead your journey, joined by my colleague Martin and our little friend Porter, who will take you from point A to point B.
Hey Wes, happy to help. But why are we focusing on webapp2? I thought App Engine supported many web frameworks.
Yes, that is absolutely true, Martin. While users can use other frameworks with App Engine, webapp2 comes bundled with App Engine, making it the default choice for many developers and unfortunately not supported in Python 3. By the way, if you've been using a framework that's not web app, you may actually be in better shape. App Engine is now a more flexible platform, so moving away from bundled services like webapp2 will make users' apps more portable. Also, Flask has more users, it has more resources, and is better supported. Now, Flask isn't the only option, and generally any WSGI compliant framework that does routing is supported.
Okay, so I get it for the web framework, but what about all those App Engine bundled service APIs?
Well, have you heard of Cloud Datastore and Cloud Tasks? Well, they started out as App Engine Datastore and Task Queues, and since then they've matured to becoming their own standalone cloud products where you'll find continuing new features and innovation. We'll tackle those in other migration modules, but this one focuses just on Flask.
All right, you said we're going to migrate a sample app to Flask. What app?
Well, in the Module 0 video, we gave an overview of the baseline app we're starting from, so check it out if you missed it.
Okay, I'd like to follow what you're doing to the code on my own computer. Can you point me to the source code?
Sure thing, Martin. Here's the link. And by the way, the repo is maintained regularly, unlike videos, so the code may be newer there. Let's pause so all of you can go clone the repo or download the zip file. Got it? Great! Let's go to the computer now and start migrating that Module 0 code and turn it into the Module 1 code. All right, let's start from a good place. Grab the Module 0 code from the repo and deploy to App Engine. If you've been around, you're probably expecting to do an app config update. There's a newer and more powerful CLI called gcloud that comes with a Cloud SDK. It gives you access to most cloud tools instead of just one. So to upload to App Engine, use gcloud app deploy. What doesn't change is that your app should be deployed and available around the world in less than a minute. Starting with the application file main.py, swap the Flask imports for webapp2s. Next, while webapp2 is initialized at the bottom with its routing table, you can do it at the top with Flask. Your app is more complex, but these basic changes apply regardless. Next, this app only has one route, which goes to main handler. Since we already know this, you can wipe the table, but when migrating your app, don't delete it quite yet. You'll probably have many more routes which you need to track, so just comment it out for now once you get to this point. There's no change to the way we access Datastore. The data model and accompanying read-write calls stay as is. The handler represents the majority of the affected code. webapp2 uses the handler classes and corresponding HTTP methods. In Flask, a handler is just a route-decorated function like this. Finally, both frameworks render the template in a similar way, so you just switch to how Flask does it. With that, you're done migrating the main application. For this migration, app.yaml stays the same. The index.html template file is identical to the original with one minor but notable difference. The Django-style templates that webapp2 uses automatically executes callables, whereas the Jinja2 templating system that Flask uses by default requires users to explicitly add parentheses. The datetime ctime call turns timestamps into human-readable strings, and that's used in this app to show when visits occurred. Flask also organizes web templates in a templates folder by default, so create it and move index.html into it before or after your edit to the ctime call. Since Flask isn't bundled like webapp2, you must add it to a list of required packages. The baseline app didn't have any, so create a brand new requirements.txt file with just Flask. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the requirements.txt file, check out its documentation. For us, the current version is 1.1.2. For a simple app, you probably don't need the version, but in any case, the repo is maintained while this video isn't, meaning you may see a newer version there. First-gen App Engine runtimes require developers to explicitly bundle third-party packages. For our app, it's Flask and its dependencies. So run this pip install command to install them to the lib folder before you test or deploy. A side effect of bundling third-party packages is that you need to tell App Engine where to find them. So that's what app-engine-config.py is for, to tell the system to look in lib. For your apps, you'll create this file in the same folder as your application code, just like what we've done with this sample. The only other files in the repo are a README and gcloud ignore, neither of which are critical, but gcloud ignore is useful in preventing unnecessary files to be uploaded. And that's it.
Hey Wes, thanks for showing us how to move to Flask. Watching this video is great, but is there a way for me to do that migration by hand on my own time on that sample app before migrating my own code?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Martin. Yes, in addition to this video, we have a corresponding Google Code Lab. Code Labs are free, online, self-paced, hands-on tutorials, so you can do this same migration on your own time. The repo links you to the Code Lab, the starting Module 0 code, as well as the finished Module 1 code. If you get stuck, you can always go back to Module 0 or compare your solution to Module 1 to see where you may have gotten off course. For your convenience, here are the docs to both frameworks so that you can compare and contrast and better understand the differences between them.
Now that you've shown us how to unlink part of our app from dedicated App Engine libraries, like the webapp2 framework, what's next, Wes?
Well, the Module 0 app used both webapp2 and the NDB library to talk to Datastore. Now that we're done with the framework part, we're going to be focused on moving from NDB to Cloud NDB, so be sure to join us for that. This is Wesley from Google Cloud on behalf of Martin and Porter. Thanks for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Serverless Migration Station, as well as on other serverless expeditions.